Does the Steam controller work for Paladins? Yes, beautifully. There are several ways to set up the Steam controller. Paladins has controller support, and I acknowledged and studied these before I created my configurations. Since Paladins is a first-person shooter for the PC, I decided to map the keyboard and mouse to the Steam controller to emulate the PC experience. The result is a keyboard input being binded to the key that normally be used on the Xbox controller. There are advantages to using this setup. By binding things this way, I can use the controller the way the developer intended. So if you're used to using traditional gamepads, then switching over will be easy. Another advantage is by mapping exclusively with the keyboard, you avoid some of the hiccups that you sometimes see with multiple input methods. What I've noticed is that in a lot of games, if you use, let's say, the game stick for the movement, but you use the mouse for the looking, the game will constantly switch between the two different interfaces, where it might say Y is the ultimate button, and then switch back to E is the ultimate, then switch back to Y is the ultimate, because you're going in between the two different setups. And that kind of gets annoying, and I've even noticed that it slows down some games. Another thing that I notice is when you go into the menu, the game also has the same sort of conflict going on. It doesn't know if you're using the gamepad or the mouse, so if you move the game stick, or if you press one of the buttons on the gamepad, it'll automatically make the mouse disappear and put you into gamepad mode, where you move around with the stick. But if you move the mouse by mistake, or if you just accidentally forget, hey, I'm using the gamepad, then it goes back to the mouse form, and you kind of go in between the two, and it just kind of gets in the way. So what I've decided to do in most of my games is just use strictly keyboard bindings, unless the game is really good at handling multiple inputs, like Warframe is. You can try other bindings. Something to consider is to, instead of making the grip button reload, making it your ultimate ability, so you won't have to use your take your thumb off the trackpad to use it. You can also try setting your controller up so that one of the grip buttons enables the gyroscope. That way you can keep aiming even if you take the thumb off the trackpad to press one of the face buttons. Another thing that you can do is you can try using the dual trigger function to assign the first and second ability to the full click triggers on both the left and right trigger. This frees up the two grip buttons, not the grip buttons, the shoulder buttons, yes. It frees up the shoulder buttons so that you can use other actions. Now, this game is pretty simple, and I actually did not run out of buttons. As a matter of fact, I had too many buttons on my controller, and a lot of them ended up not being used. So there's not a whole lot more new that I could teach you in this video. There's no need for action sets or activators or mode switches or anything like that. It's a really simple controller's layout, a controller scheme, but it actually makes the game fun because it's so much easier to use. You don't have to remember all the action sets and activators and all the other crap. You could just point and shoot, and there's just something nice about that. Anyway, if you found this video helpful, like it so others can find it more easily. And if you want more videos on the Steam controller, subscribe so you will know right away when I release another video. Anyway, this is Rhythm Man, signing out.